what is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Blunt, and welcome to another edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. And on this week, we are talking Giants Cowboys preseason breakdown and a quick review of Hard Knocks. Another episode dropped last week on Tuesday. Episode 3 coming tomorrow. We'll break that down as well as other stuff. We got Deshaun Watson. Finally got clarity on that situation. The Cowboys looked good. Giants looked good a little, and probably in a little tidbit for our LGR fantasy league. We'll give people updates on that as well. But before the show starts, I must introduce my right hand man. Well, not really my right hand man. He kind of knows me on a daily basis. So yeah,
Wow, that you gonna do?
I can't call him
Why
right
you gonna
hand
be
man
like
yet.
that? What did I
It
do?
gotta be like that. What do you mean?
Did I do something to you?
Yeah,
What did I do?
exist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it is what it is. You know him, you love him, you hate him. You have a feeling towards him. He is my right hand man, my main man. Caleb Ochoa. Caleb, how are you, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I knew we got a guy, man. We got a guy, so I'm very excited to talk about that dude. We'll get to him coming up, but yeah, I'm excited, man. We're getting close to football,
Frozen
man.
again.
We're getting
The
close to
guy
the
he's
season,
talking
so
about. Okay,
go ahead.
you good, Caleb? The guy Caleb was talking about, by the way, is Cavante Turpin. I just want to point out for everybody. I told Caleb about Cavante, and he's like, whatever, Ferris. And now look how he is
I did
excited.
not say that at all. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You literally brushed me off. I literally told you about like whatever, man.
I did
Sorry,
not.
he got drafted by my internet messed up, or is he freezing on me?
I
Who's
know.
this?
I don't know if it's you freezing or me freezing, but
I don't know.
something's.
I don't know. Well, the chat will tell us which one of us is lacking in the internet department. I think
Yeah, I have no idea if
is
it's
it
freezing or
me?
not. Okay, it's you.
It's me. No, it's me. It's me. Like they said it's me. I'm the one keep
Yeah, it's bad.
freezing. I don't know, man. My internet's everything looks good. How about
Well, at
now?
least it's not
Am
me
I
for
frozen now?
once. Usually I'm the one
At least it's
freezing.
not you for once. That's a good positive. But now let's right before so then we can review Hard Knocks.
Okay.
It's me, right? It's me.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
you.
me? It's me.
You.
It's me.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, Caleb. You know what, Caleb? You talk about Deshaun Watson real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we saw that the ruling came down on Deshaun Watson. He got his suspension, and he looks like he's not gonna fight it. They came to an agreement, and he got 11 games and a $5 million fine. Now, I don't feel that is what should happen. I think the NFL was trying to get all the whole season. He didn't obviously not try and go for that. But I was looking for him to get the whole season. I thought it was justified that he would get it. Definitely a bigger fine than $5 million, especially what his contract is. Like that's some shit. That's ridiculous. Was the major of the fine. Like if that's what I don't know if he was fighting for the money or if he's fighting for the games. He's fighting for something because they came to agreement and they had to go back down. But yeah, 11 games not enough. I shouldn't have touched the field, especially the way in which Roger Dell was talking about him, saying it was predatory behavior. And if 11 games is worth predatory behavior, well, then I don't know what the hell y'all doing. If you're talking like that. But yeah, and then the $5 million fine should be way higher, especially with all the money. So I really don't get where they were coming from. That you must have had a really good guy defending them, trying to then pay knocking it down that much because that's bullshit to me. So it is what it is. Browns are gonna have to, try to get through those 11 games and see what they can do. How he's gonna do after that. But I want to say what's up to some of the guys in the chat. What's up, Bronny? What's up, Hendo? Yeah, exactly. He won't miss that $5 million. It's not really that big of a deal to him. That's why I thought he would get a lot bigger fine than that. And at the maybe that's why I said I don't know if he was trying to fight for the money or if he's trying to fight for the gains. But either way, he won on both ends there. So yeah, good news for the Ravens. Sure, but I don't think they were going to be that good anyways. Even if it was down to that 6 games, I really don't believe the Browns. I mean, he, like you said, obviously it's just preseason, but he looked like crap in the first game. And also, I don't think after spending a year off, you're just not going to come back good. Like, you're not going to be good taking off all that time. Like, that's just not going to happen. I don't know why anybody think he was going to be good after coming back from taking all that time off. That's not how football works. You ain't gonna be good. So even with the 6 games, like this team wasn't gonna be good, and it was gonna be good news for the Ravens anyways.
I agree, because you don't take a year off of football and then walk right in and like play the game. You got to build chemistry with your wide receivers. By the way, they got a brand new wide receiver. That a new wide receiver one in Amari Cooper, and Jarvis Landry's gone. I don't know who their secondary wide receiver is. Do you know?
No idea.
Who's wide receiver 2? We don't know. You got David Njoku at tight end. Who?
Donovan Peoples-Jones. I have no idea.
Probably. The guy who Valeria Loade dumped. So like, it's all right. That was messed up. I don't know why I brought that up. I'm sorry. My bad, Donovan. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. My bad, Donovan. But still, like, you got Donovan Peoples-Jones, you got Amari Cooper, new wide receivers, new quarterback. Head coach needs to learn his new quarterback. Running backs need to learn his new quarterback. We've gotten to the point where like we know where the NFL stands on the situation. We know where Deshaun Watson stands on the situation. The man is something else. Because one week he's saying he's sorry and is remorseful. The other week he's saying I'm innocent. I don't know why I'm sorry for people being triggered. Like, I don't know where this man is. And $5 million,
ain't nothing.
Punishing Deshaun Watson $5 million is basically like, hey, you know what, Ferris? You know what your punishment, Ferris, is 50 cents. That's your punishment. What the hell is $5 million to Deshaun Watson? It's $5 million to us is a lot of money, but not to Deshaun Watson when the man has a fully guaranteed contract of $230 million. Oh, Deshaun, you can only keep $225. Only $225, bro. I'll take only $225.
Yeah,
I'm okay with this. And you know what? He may even keep the $230 and pay the he ain't got no more advertisements. So that's true. Like, he ain't got no more. People ain't putting no man in commercials. Money on football because those are the people gonna pay him. The 11, like, because you can clearly state that Robinson gave him 6. The NFL wanted a year. They settled on 11. It is what it is. Unfortunately.
And how convenient that it was 11 games, and the next game he's going to come back is the Houston Texans.
Yeah. I like when football fans talk about how the NBA is so drama this, drama that. You always kind of create drama, NBA, when the NFL literally made Deshaun Watson's return week 12 against the Texans. Then they put the Panthers and the Browns week 1 for Baker Mayfield. But remember, then they also put Tom Brady versus the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Yeah. We ain't talking about no drama. A little drama goes a long way. You know what I mean? You may not like it, but you may watch it. It is what it is.
Because they know that nobody's going to watch that game if he wasn't there. The only reason why anybody's going to watch that game is because it's his first game back.
Exactly. All right. I think we've pretty much talked about this. I think we've fallen on some points, Caleb. John Watson, piece of shit. NFL, consented. And the Browns, I don't know what they are. You know what the Browns have made it very clear now? They only care about football. If you can play football, you'll play for the Browns. They don't care about anything else. You know what? I want owners to be honest. I would respect an owner if they said this. I don't care what you do off the field. I don't care if you're a horrible person. If you can play football, you play for my team. And if they're honest with it, I will respect it. But then you have Jimmy Haslam and his wife talking about, oh, we're gonna donate $1 million. We're gonna do $1 million for promotion of sexual assault and misdeeds and all that stuff. Oh, Deshaun's gonna go to counseling and therapy.
Yeah,
Blah blah blah.
and
Like,
that's
no,
funny.
don't lie to me.
Yeah,
Don't
and
lie to me.
that's funny that she said that he's going to go. Why would he need to go counseling if he did nothing wrong? But he was so
Exactly.
innocent that he claims
If
to
he
be
did nothing
innocent.
wrong,
Why does he need to go to
why do you
counseling?
need it? Exactly. To this day, you still say you're innocent, but 1 week you're saying you're sorry you triggered people, or you're sorry that people felt. So like, we don't know what the hell's
And he
going on.
say he's apologizing to all women. Okay. Why?
Like,
Again, why you even apologize for anything? Like, if you're so
exactly.
innocent, you should be just good with.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the hypocrisy. Yo, I want to meet an owner that literally sits there and says this. I don't care if people are good people. I want to win football games. That's my job, is to win football games. And I'm going to win football games. And if they're honest about it, like they're honest, you may not like it. You may not like them as people. Like, I hate you as a person because you're not a good person. But they're honest with their intentions that I'm just here to win football games. And I don't care who plays for me. Just win the goddamn game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? But these owners, they do this like fraudulent line of, we're trying to be good people and win football games. But you're not good people. Most of you aren't good people. You lie on the constant basis, and you talk about these. Dude, honestly, bro, man, like that breast cancer awareness month, that military appreciation stuff, that shit disgusts me. You know why? Because it's not authentic. It isn't. Because it's promotion, and they use it for promotion purposes. They use it for write-offs, and it's just sickening. Just play the game. Just play the game. And if you're honest about who you want on your team, if you're honest on why you want these people on your team, say it. Say it with your chest and stand by it. Say, I don't care that Deshaun Watson's a horrible person. He wins football. He's a football player that I want on my team that I think we can win. He's an upgrade at the quarterback position. Say it. You sit in that press conference and you say it. You don't lie and say, oh, we're going to donate money to assault victims and blah, blah, blah. You're a liar. You're going to donate the money because the money means nothing to you, but you don't care. You don't care. You don't give a damn. So let's stop with the falsities. Stop it. Just be honest with yourself, Jimmy. You own the Browns. The Browns have sucked for years. And you want to win football games. You bought a team. You want to make money. That's how you want to make money. You want to win a Super Bowl. And just be honest with yourself, Jimmy. You don't care if someone's a bad person. You don't. You want to win football games. Say it. Just say it. I have more respect for you if you say it. I may not like you, but at least I know you're being honest. Say it. I don't care about Deshaun Watson being a predator. He wins football games. Say it. He's an upgrade from Baker Mayfield. Just say it. Be honest. Be honest.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out if it's true or not. Yeah. But same thing with Jerry Jones. Greg Hardy. Be honest, Jerry. Why you signing Greg Hardy? Because you needed a defensive end. Just be honest. We needed a defensive end. I don't care if he was a horrible person. We needed a defensive end. Be honest. Don't talk about like we're trying to like give him a second chance and resurrect him. Be honest. Just say why. Yeah. Be honest, bro. That's all I got to say. Just be honest. All right. Speaking of honesty, let's talk about fantasy football, which is very false. It's kind of fake. It's fake football, but we love it. Our fantasy football guys, we are looking for 2 days, the 26th and the 2nd. This 26th is following week, this Friday, and next Friday is one of those 2 days. A lot of people have dropped on which day works. A bunch of them. But my main thing we want to talk about is we're going to be live streaming the draft, either this Friday or the following Friday after that. We're going to be live streaming it. It'll be me and Josh, and either a combination of Justin or Caleb or both. One or the other, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be talking about it. We will be inviting patrons and league members on to talk about their pick a little bit. Come on, be like, yeah, I like this pick because blah, 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 blah. And then you probably hop off, probably hang out, little talk some smack. But yeah, I just want to give a quick update on that. We're figuring out the details. We're almost there. People have given their times. We appreciate people with their participation and telling us what days works for them. Shout out to Brodney, Hendo, Jose, Greg, Well, Caleb has to. He's a part of the team. If he didn't,
I
like
don't
that'd
have to.
be,
I don't do anything. Tell me what
yeah,
to do.
yeah. Calm down. All right, chill out. Stop acting like you had to. All right, we
I
need
don't
to
have
know
to.
what day you were
I don't do
free.
nothing.
Caleb, enough of this. Okay, you stop it. All right. You know you act like you acting a fool. You acting a fool. You know who acts a fool? Dan Campbell acts a fool. Let's talk about Hard Knocks, baby. Let's talk about Hard Knocks. All right. Week 2 of Hard Knocks dropped. We got episode 2. Caleb, you watched it? You like it?
I did
Yeah. What'd you like about it, man?
because you made me. But okay.
I didn't make you, just saying. It's a good show. I like it. I like this year's Hard Knocks, man. The Lions are very entertaining. Hard Knocks this week it focused on 4 people basically. It was DeAndre Swift, the running back with Deuce Staley, Malcolm Rodriguez, the linebacker with Kelvin Shepard, Amra St. Brown, and David Blau, which is one of the backup quarterbacks fighting for the backup job. Him and Tim Boyle. They focused on those 4 stories this week. Dan Campbell being Dan Campbell, phenomenal part. I'll run for the wall for Dan Campbell, man. Like the famous, I don't care if you got 1 butt cheek and 3 toes, I'll still kick your ass. You goddamn right, Dan Campbell.
Don't make no
Goddamn
sense.
right.
So
It don't make no sense, but who cares? Who
yeah.
cares?
Well, what I liked this week was Rodrigo. I mean,
I love me some Rodrigo.
Was
Yeah.
awesome. That dude, rookie 6th-round pick, and I love the sequence with the coach just putting him on film and praising him, but he's getting after all the other guys in the room. And he said,
this is a 6th-round pick.
This dude's a rookie. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, this dude's a rookie and showing you up. Like, you got better get y'all shit together because this rookie is gonna move up the depth chart and take your damn spot if you don't step up and start doing something. And he's just sitting there like, taking it all in, and it's like, come on. Like this dude ain't supposed to be doing this, and he's looking the best out of all you guys, which he was. Like he showed up in the practice, not just practice. He showed up in the game. He was looking good.
He started.
That dude.
I watched the game. It was a game against Atlanta.
Yeah, that dude was looking good. He was making plays, flying around out there, get to the ball, like make some good tackles. I really like that dude.
Hey man, I wanted the Giants to draft Malcolm Rodriguez because I watched him in the Big 12. I'm one of the crazy people that watches Big 12 football. I likes all football, even though they don't. They had them and the Baylor Bears had the best defense in the Big 12. And guess who was in the title game at the end of the Big 12 season? It was Baylor. It was Oklahoma State. Malcolm Rodriguez was one of the reasons Oklahoma State was damn good because he was all over the field at Oklahoma State. He played with his hair on fire. He had great tracking, great pursuit. He did not stop. And like he says, bro, this is a 6th-round pick. Y'all NFL pros, y'all been in the league. How is he playing better than you? Why do y'all care? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing about the Lions. Bad teams, here's the thing about bad teams, which are what the Lions are. Every spot's up for grabs. No one's guaranteed a spot on a bad team ever. Like no one. Even the most paid player on the team, which is probably Jared Goff or Trey Flowers. Those people probably get priority. But if a bad team if you're playing horrible on a bad team, you don't get to play. Because they don't want to be bad anymore. So they just like recycle you. They'll throw you out and put somebody in. You know what I mean? And Kelvin Shepard's like, bro, Kelvin Shepard, that's what I like about players as coaches. Kelvin Shepard's like, I know you people. Y'all are sucking. I'll just put in your backup. I don't care. What you gonna do? I don't give a damn. I've played in this league. I know if you ain't in it, you ain't in it. Get out. I'll put in Rodrigo. I don't care. I don't care. Because as players know, it doesn't matter what round you drafted in, bro. I don't give a damn where you are. There are more Hall of Famers in the NFL that have been undrafted than 1st overall picks. It's not a guarantee that you a 1st-round pick. You that dude. Because guess what, man? A lot of 1st-round picks, poof, gone forever. Bye. Zip nada. You know what I mean? Like the greatest story of the greatest 6th-round pick of all time. Pick number 99. We all know who that man is. Say pick 99. You know who it is. A man who wasn't supposed to be successful. It don't matter what round you've been selected in, bro. Because you know why? The draft's a crapshoot. You know how many running backs that have been found in the 4th or 5th round become Hall of Famers? A lot. Become very good in the NFL? A lot. How many 1st-round running backs become poof gone like that? They recycle. You're just another dude.
Yeah.
Kelvin Shepard doesn't care. Kelvin Shepard does not care what draft you were in. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Like you got drafted in the first round. Good for you. You have a good signing bonus. Good for you. Guess what? If you don't know how to play, you're gone in 4 years. Justin Gilbert, 8th overall pick to the Cleveland Browns, 3 years. You know where he at right now, Caleb?
No, I don't.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't. 8th overall pick, number 8. 8. Gone. Who cares? Who gives a damn? Darius Leonard got drafted in the 3rd round. One of the best linebackers in the entire NFL. Fred Warner was drafted in the 4th round. 2nd best linebacker in the entire NFL. You know? Who cares about we got drafted, dog? I don't care. I don't give a damn. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. You know what? Play the game. You know what? Play the game. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what, Herm?
Hello? You play to win the game.
Exactly. That's all you do. All right. Another one of my favorite parts of the show is Amon-Ra St. Brown when they go to him. It was like it was kind of like, kind of dry, right? But his dad is like when they interview his dad, and he's like saying, look, you see how I train them? They don't say nothing. They say nothing. And like they cut to Equanimous and Amon-Ra, and they're like quiet. They're just like, you know what I mean? Like these people don't know how to move their bodies. And then he takes a shot at Kevin Durant for no reason. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, when has Kevin Durant ever done a calf raise? Like, I don't know why you had to insult Kevin Durant.
George? It's true though.
Or John, you're right, but like that was just unnecessary.
Durant, ski guy.
Yeah, that that man does need to work on his leg day a little bit, But I also like Deuce Staley and DeAndre Swift's connection, where he literally tells Swift, "Hey man, you can be the best. You can be the best running back in the league. Don't make it easy for them. Make sure to cut back inside." And then like what I like about it is they cut to the game where DeAndre Swift does a run. It was kind of weak. Well, it wasn't kind of weak. It looked kind of good, but it wasn't as good enough to Deuce's standards. Deuce pulls in Jamal and says, "Yo, man, what are you doing? Cut back inside. Cut back inside. Don't be flowing it. Don't be flowing outside, making them like ready to tackle you. Cut back inside." And then DeAndre's like, got you. And then they put DeAndre back in the game, and he does the exact same thing. He pops out to the left, and he just pops inside and hits the defensive player. And he's like that, like, you know what I mean? Great coaching. A nice adjustment that way. You know what I mean? Hey, man, Georgia's producing some good running backs these past couple of years. Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, DeAndre Swift. We got Zamir White and James Cook now. James is in Buffalo. Zamir is in Vegas. So them, Georgia running backs, they're coming. They're arriving. They're arriving. They have arrived, and we'll see if it continues the trend. We'll see. And then they cut to David Blau. And then they have this little connection with him and his wife. I think I don't remember.
People don't really care about David Blau. They just care about his wife, dude. That's all they were asking questions about.
They literally did not care about David Blau. I don't even know. Like, I think they used David Blau's excuse to add an Olympian on the show. They literally were like, and no offense to her, like, yeah, man, good for her, man. I can never do a hurdle. Respect. You know what I mean? She's an Olympian. She qualified for the Olympics. We all know who the best athlete in the family is. It's not David Blau. That's all I gotta say. It's like Julie and Zach Ertz. We know who's the best athlete in that family. The 2-time World Cup champion. That's the best athlete in the family.
Or the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, but 2-time World Cup is better than 1-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
She has two World Cups.
She
has 2 World Cups. World Cups, Caleb. Best in the world. Best in the world. It's Julie Ertz.
Champ's a lot better.
World, you know what? I'm not gonna tolerate the disrespect of world football. Excuse me. All right.
It's not football.
Dare disrespect Julie.
It's
Julie
soccer.
Ertz is one of the.
It's soccer.
Julie Ertz.
It's soccer.
No, it's football.
It's soccer.
Football.
It's soccer.
It's football. It's
soccer.
football.
It's soccer.
No, I'm not. Are you serious? The ignorance
Okay, it's
on your
baseball.
face.
It's baseball. How about that?
You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response from you. Okay, you're talking about Julie Ertz, one of the best midfielders in all of the world, and we were talking about Zach Ertz, who's like the 7th best tight end in the NFL. Okay, we know who the best athlete in the family is.
He was first step. He was the best tight end at one point.
Huh? He was.
He was the best at the.
No,
Ertz
he
had like the
wasn't.
most
What?
catches
What?
in one season. In one season for a tight end, he had like 100 catches.
Nah, man. Travis Kelsey's George Kittle have always been better than him, bro. Always been better
Not in
than him.
stats wise.
Yeah.
Not in that season.
What season was that? Was that the Super Bowl season?
I don't remember. It's one of the seasons he had like 100 catches. And it was like the most tight ends ever caught.
Yeah. How can a game be called football if you don't use your feet, Caleb? We're just catching everything. Make no sense.
You kick the ball, you punt the ball.
Yeah. Oh, now we care about kickers and punters, Caleb? Is that what we're doing now?
No, I'm just saying. You said you don't use your feet. I was just proving you wrong that you do.
Okay. All right. You know what? It is what it is. It was a great episode of Hard Knocks.
Use your feet to run.
Well, you use your feet for everything.
Well, there you go.
You use your feet for basketball. You use your feet in baseball. You use your feet.
Call everything football,
Your arguments
call
are
everything football. Just call everything
straw man, fluid, nothing, slippery slope. And on that note, hey Jimmy Johnson, how you doing?
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
Let's talk about it. The Cowboys won 32-18 against the Chargers. We had joint practices all week long. A couple of embarrassing videos of your top wide cornerback. But let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, TCU's own, the Horned Frog. Kevontae Turpin, Caleb, break it down. Cowboys, week 2. What do we got?
Yeah, like I said, we finally got a return guy. And Kevontae Turpin, USFL MVP, Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah, it is.
And he would look. Oh my! Like these returns, like he did the first return, he just shot out like a rocket. He had that speed on the kickoff, and he just took off and he scored. And then he comes back with the punt return. That's where he showed his moves. That's where he showed his vision and how he can go, weave through the defense. Went on his punt return because he made the first guy's miss by just stepping back, and then he went forward and just kind of did a bunch of juke moves going through all of that traffic, and then he just took off again. He was fast. He's a small guy. Hard to tackle is the little small guys. I mean, I think he's probably like the smallest guy in the NFL. To be honest, like 5'7", 157, 157 pounds.
5'7"? Get out of here. You serious?
Yeah, he's 5'7".
Can you talk?
Yeah. And,
continue talking, fool. I'm looking up his height.
He's a little taller than you.
He's a half inch taller than me. Get out of here. If we wear the same shoe with the same height.
No, this makes me excited, man. That we finally got a return game because we never have a return game ever. We never really have a special return guy back there that we can say, oh, this guy's good, has a chance to take it to the house. We haven't had that since Deion Sanders, really. Usually we just have a guy that goes out there and makes sure he catches the punts, make sure he doesn't fumble, stuff like that. Or we throw out like a Des Bryant or a Felix Jones or Tony Pollard, that has a chance to make a play because they just have good run after catch ability. But it's never like a consistent guy we could throw out there that we can say, oh, this guy is going to make a play.
Y'all threw Des Bryant back there to return punts and kicks?
Yeah, he did return a kick in his rookie year.
Oh, okay. That's wild.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we use those type of guys, but we never had a consistent guy like Deion Sanders used to provide. But now I feel like we do have that, and he definitely made the team by taking those 2 punts back for a touchdown. But
anything else, Caleb?
Yeah, in the rest of the game, there's definitely some highlights that I saw. The defensive line, again, being consistent. They looking good, like especially in the run game. They are stopping the run in both games. They stopped the run really well. Again, they didn't have the starting lineup. We haven't even seen the starters in the games yet. But the second line is looking pretty awesome, especially Sam Williams. Sam Williams plays with a lot of strength. Man, he is pushing guys back into the quarterback. He's getting up the field. He's getting those tackles for loss on the run game. And everybody says, well, we lost Randy Gregory or whatever. Like, he's a lot better in the run game. Randy Gregory was just a pure pass rush guy. I think this guy is going to be a lot better in playing the run than Randy Gregory was. So he was looking good. Tyler Smith, he was also our other rookie, looking good. He was moving people. Like, he is a strong man. Like, he moves the people off the ball. he's definitely a better run blocker because he was opening up the holes for a run game, and he was pushing people out of the way. He was looking excellent out there. A guy that shined a little bit was Jake Ferguson. He's really the only
Tight end
receiver.
3. Is it tight end 3?
No, he's looking like tight end 2.
All right. So what's the battle between tight end 2? So we know Dalton Schultz is 1. Who's 2? It's Ferguson and who else?
Jeremy Sprinkle, and then we got Hendershot.
Hendershot. Yes. Yeah, no, yeah, my bad. Scratch that. I forgot. I thought Hendershot was somebody else. So yeah, no, Jake Ferguson is tight end 2. My bad. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So those are all fighting for that tight end 2, and he looks like he had a great run after catch on one of the 2 catches he made. So yeah, I definitely think he's starting to show up a little bit. And also Jabril Cox playing really well in this game, particularly. He was coming out for injury, obviously last season. He missed like half the season. But he definitely looks healthy. He looks 100% healthy. He's flying to the ball, like he's getting off blocks. Like he looks like he can diagnose a play and able to read and just explode right to the ball. And he even got I think he got a tackle for loss. And he just gets through the gap, man. He makes himself skinny, and he just gets through that gap, and he makes the play. And that's why I'm love seeing about Jabril Cox. Like I was saying last week, and when we signed Barr, our linebackers are looking really good. I think we have a really, really solid linebacker core, and I think that's the best part about, like I've been saying, this best part of our team is our defense. And like I said, with our lack of receivers right now, our defense has got to show up, and I believe they will. Like I believe our defense can, carry us through these games, because I do believe they can be a top 10, maybe even top 5 defense when it's all said and done, and it's going to carry us through the time when we can get healthy and our offense starts rolling again. I really think so, man.
So Caleb, you guys did face the Chargers in the preseason game, but y'all had joint practices. And a lot of people in the NFL, they prefer joint practices. They show more than actual preseason game.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the joint practices?
Well, it shows more because we got to see the starters. Obviously, we didn't see the starters in the game. But noticeably, the receivers we were tapped out on receivers. CeeDee Lamb had an injury. Brown had an injury. So we had like 4 of our starting receivers just out during the practice. So people can say like, "Oh, we kind of struggled in offense." Well, of course we did. We didn't have any receivers out there. The ones that did, that they were out there, they kind of were making some mistakes. They were dropping some balls. So it wasn't really looking that great on the offensive part. But Dak Prescott was getting it to him. Like he was putting in the right place. They were just dropping him. The guy that did show up again was Dennis Houston, his go-to guy in this training camp.
You're welcome, Caleb.
He keep going to him. That's basically his security blanket during this training camp. Another guy obviously is Dalton Schultz, because we don't understand is he's going to the tight end a lot, and Dalton Schultz looking really, really good. And that's the thing, like Dalton Schultz could be. He's going to catch a lot of passes.
He's your second option right now.
Yeah,
he's number 2.
He's going to I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good he's going to could be. Like he could be one of the best and tight end wise with his numbers. Like he's going to catch a lot of balls during the season. So that was good to see. Anthony Barr got some team reps finally out there. So we got to see him a little bit. And Michael Gallup is running routes and catching the ball again. So it looks he's progressing in his injury, coming off the injury. And Jordan Lewis was out with the hamstring, so we didn't really see him. But in his place, with Jordan Lewis out, Deron Bland continues to impress. He is showing up. He is making plays. He's multiple pass breakups and an interception in the joint practice. He was definitely making the most of his opportunity when Lewis was out in that nickel, slot cornerback position.
All right. Now I have a question, you Caleb. Well, I like to play this game every week. It's called "How Good Is Trayvon Diggs Really?" All right. Let's talk about this video I saw of him guarding Keenan Allen, who is basically, the Chargers receiver 1. and his back was to the ball, didn't know where it was, and then Keenan Allen just caught touchdown in the back of the end zone, unstopped. What happened? Did they stop the drill? What happened, dude? Did you see this video? Did you see this video? What the hell happened, man? What happened? Because it looks bad, like real bad. Like it's not even like because me and you were talking about how they're starting to use, even though I believe they should use yards given up for cornerbacks. If you use them for Trayvon, you got to use it for the other corners as well. That's what I believe. And giving up yards as a corner is kind of a bad thing. Should point that out.
Yeah, so like but there's a lot of things that come into it. Like if the safety is supposed to help on a route, then they're going to give the yards.
Yes, you got to break it down.
They're going to give it to the cornerback and say it's his fault that he gave up that pass, even though he was expecting.
I know about that.
The safety was supposed to come down.
I know about that. We have a lot of people in the NFL media who are intellectually dishonest, who pick and choose what they see, and put it on the player. Right? If the corner expects safety help, and he doesn't get safety help, it's the safety's fault. But this video, that's why I keep asking people. I'm not judging Trayvon Diggs right away. You know what I mean? Because there were some other videos where he stuck to the receiver very well, no holding, phenomenal coverage, and he broke up the pass. It's kind of a mismatch. Like one moment he's okay, he's a good corner, I got you. Next moment he's doing I don't know what the hell he was doing to Keenan Allen. I don't know what the hell that was. You know what I mean? Was the drill over? Were they stopping the drill?
No, I think it was excellent pass by Justin Herbert. Honestly,
it zipped it right past his head. I was just very confused.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think Justin Herbert just had to put it in the right place, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, Justin Herbert's just that good, and Keenan Allen's just that good as well. So
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. I think it is.
I think Herbert and Keenan just beat Trayvon Diggs that play. They just beat him, and what corners don't get beat? Jalen Ramsey's gotten beat. Every corner's gotten beat once. You know what I mean? And in practice too. You know how hard. I know it's joint practices and all, but how hard are people really going in practice? You know what I mean? But it didn't look good. It did not look good at all. And let's be real here with Cowboys players, they can get unfairly judged in the media. I'm not. I'm, as a Giants fan, I kind of like it. It's fun watching them do that, and watching Cowboys fans get mad. I enjoy that. It's kind of euphoric a little, seeing you guys in anger and pain. It's lovely. But I also don't like, lies, but I can see a lie when I see when it's kind of unbalanced in the criticism, right? You can see the unbalancement in the criticism, you pick a couple, like, here's the thing about corners and me and the way I don't have the all 22 tape. We watch the game, and if I got to break down Trayvon Diggs, I want all 22 where I can just hone on Trayvon Diggs all day and I can break down his play by himself, and see what offense, what defense they call and whatever, and this is the Dan Quinn defense. There's always safety help. Always safety help. That's what they did that's what they did in Atlanta.
That did show up in the game I forgot to talk about was Israel Muthana. He got an interception, 2 pass breakups in the game. He's a tall guy. He's a real tall safety.
No, he's like 6'5", isn't he? Like 6'5"?
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Wait. Is it South Carolina?
I don't know where he's from. I think he is.
It was him and no. Israel Muthana.
Yeah,
didn't
other guy
play safety. Horn. He played corner at South Carolina.
Corner. Yeah, he was the other guy
with J.C. Horn.
Yeah, but he was looking really good. He's using his.
You're right,
length.
Tony. Our team doesn't have corners. I don't know what a corner looks like. Anyway, all my corners are gone. Aaron Robinson's my corner, so
yeah,
it's kind of sad.
He was using his length to get that interception because he's so big. And Dan Quinn, going back to the Legion of Boom, those big tall safeties. That's the kind of guy he likes. I don't
think Cam Chancellor was that big. I think the corners were big.
No, the safeties. I think Cam Chancellor was big too. Cam Chancellor.
How big was he? Continue talking. Don't stop talking.
So
he was 6'3". My bad.
Yeah, exactly. He's big.
Holy shit, they're all 6'3" at least. Oh geez.
Yeah. Dude. So he definitely likes those bigger type of secondary pieces. The only thing was last year he just was reluctant to hit. He wasn't that big of a. He was reluctant to tackle.
He's a corner.
Of course, he's a corner, but he's converted. He's playing.
Corners
safety.
Don't tackle.
Yeah. So he's playing safety. He has to learn,
Has
he
to
has
hit
to get in
somebody.
there and
Yeah.
get in there, mix it up a little bit. But that's only a fault against him. But in the coverage, he's looking really good.
Yep. All right, now Caleb, the final topic you brought up here is a backup quarterback. How heated is this battle? You got Will Greer,
I
Cooper
think it's
Rush,
pretty.
and the
I think it's
Nooch.
pretty heated. I don't
The
know how the coaches
Nooch.
view it, but I
Okay.
think if the fans just watching it, Will Greer looks like the better guy in practice and in the game. He looked a lot better than what Cooper Rush did. I think the coaches have more trust in Cooper Rush because he did go out there and won that Vikings game when Dak Prescott went out last year.
Mhm.
And since they have seen it in a game, they're obviously going to give Cooper Rush the edge. And that's what
He didn't play very good week 1, though. He did not play very good.
No, he didn't play good in this game either. These 2 preseason games, Cooper Rush did not look good. But like I said, he has done it in the regular season. He won that game. He didn't look spectacular or anything, but at least he got a win under his belt. He has more experience than what Greer does.
A win is a win.
So I think in the coach's mind, he probably has the edge. But I think just watching him in the practices and in the games, I feel like Will Greer has been the better guy overall.
Yeah, speaking of Will Greer, Brodney knows the man like the back of his hand. Will Greer, former Panthers quarterback. Will Greer, you don't want that
we're
guy.
just talking about backup here. We're not talking about starter. We're talking about the backup core who can go out there and win a game.
Carolina was like, this is gonna be our starter. Him and Josh Allen.
Yeah, we just need him for a
Kyle
game
Allen.
or two.
Kyle Allen. Yeah. All right, Caleb. Thank you, man.
I think we missed one topic there.
The run game, yes. Focus on the run game, yeah. So, I told you, man, I saw a report today. Being my report itself, I saw that Malik Davis is solid running back 3. Those Florida running backs, man, him and Damian Pierce, I like them a lot. They're touchdown machines, and they run hard and fast and low. And and they're bowling balls, bro. They're bowling balls. They'll get yards. They don't want to be stopped because it's clear who 1 and 2 is. And in some eyes, 1A, 1B, if you think about it, right? Some people think, I don't think so, because let's be real, Zeke is running back 1, and the problem is, the offensive line and the way they use him hasn't been like it was. I just don't, so, but yeah, and he's kind of been dinged up a little.
Yeah, I agree.
Malik Davis, Ronald Dowry. Rico. It's Rico against Malik, and then Malik's looking like he's gonna get running back 3.
He does. I like Rico too. Rico last year was a guy who was like Malik this year. He was showing up a lot of promise. He looked really good. But Malik is doing that this year, and he looks to be a little bit better than Rico Dowdle. So I've been liking what he's doing. He had a better average in this last past game. But I said focus on run because I do believe that's what we're doing. We've shown that at least in the preseason that we're just running the ball a whole ton. We're not even really passing the ball all that much. We're just run. But I think that's going to continue into the season. I think we have to, especially with the receivers, with the injuries that we have. I believe we have to focus on the run to get.
Brodney has a point. Brodney has a point here, man. He's running back until he buys a whole shirt. It's true. Wear a shirt, man.
And that's why I wanted to get. Zeke is looking a lot better, man. He's looking healthy. He's looking lighter. He's quicker. I saw him in the joint practice. He looked like he was running with some edge, man. He was like running over a guy. I believe.
Would you wear a midriff jersey, Caleb?
I mean, if I had abs, yeah.
If you had abs,
yes. Why not? I want to show them off.
You know what? That's a great point, Caleb. That's a great point. Yeah, it's true. If I had abs, hell yeah, I would. Yeah. I continue, brother.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't believe like that GM that talks like you don't want to have Zeke as your starting guy. You don't want to run offense through him. I think was the guy on the ESPN. I think like Mike Tannenbaum.
Oh, Mike Tannenbaum. Yeah, I don't listen to him too either. You know why? Because he sucks.
Yeah. And then, so he's talking. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. Zeke got injured last season.
I think he's the same one who said like he doesn't really like Lamar Jackson. I'm like, stop talking. Just stop.
And before he got hurt, he had a 4-game stretch where he was looking like his old self. He was looking like the old Zeke.
Yes, he was.
He had a 4.4 average, 5.5 average, 7.1. average and a 5.2 average and had
I should
419
know. I had him in my
rushing
fantasy league,
yards in
and I
that
looked.
4 game
Yeah,
stretch. He
yeah.
was looking like the old Zeke, and that's when he was healthy. And I believe like when he's healthy, he can be that good again. And especially, and he has that offensive line working with too. During that, after that time, we started making a bunch of switches. We started having when Tyron got hurt, we started having Collins go to the left side. We started having Connor McGovern and Connor Williams switch out all the time. And I
Give
was
up a
like,
question
what
for
the
you,
hell are
Caleb.
we doing?
I have a question for you, Caleb.
There was like no consistency on the offensive line.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
kept switching, even on the right side, switching Collins and Steele, and there was no consistency, no continuity with the offensive line, and it really showed in the run game because we weren't pushing anybody off the ball. We weren't opening up holes. So injury in the offensive line, kind of breaking down there. Those are two reasons why you can Zeke's average was the way it was. But yeah, I definitely think I think when we get those two things fixed, I think he's going to be a lot better.
I think it's a possibility that y'all repeat as NFC East champions. And you know how about the NFC East is we haven't had a repeat champion in like what 12 years, like 10 years, 12 years, something like that. It's always somebody new. You know, I remember the year Washington won it a couple years ago. You know, it's because the Eagles were garbage and everybody was injured. Then y'all had everybody was injured, and then it was us and them, and then the famous, moment where Doug Peterson was like, "I don't care about this game. Get Jalen Hurts out of here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one repeats in this division. You know, people are going by that juju, so they're picking the Eagles to win the division to kind of get ahead of it. But your biggest weakness, Caleb, is your receiving core. You know what I mean? But I think you can survive it because if you do a more power run game, and keep it tight, use the tight end more, use all three of your tight ends more, do like jumbo sets, just old school 3 yards in a cloud of dust type thing with the occasional CD Lamb kind of over the top thing. Cause that's kind of what y'all did with Dez Bryant a little. I mean, y'all had a good tight end in Jason Witten. Then you had Dez Bryant. I don't remember who your receiver 2 was. I don't.
It was Terrence Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You basically just said it was Simi Fahoku. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, like, I think that's what y'all can do. And y'all made the playoffs with Tony Romo and Dez and Jason. And I think, who was the running back? I don't remember.
DeMarco Murray.
Was it? Yes, it was DeMarco Murray. That season where he exploded. Yeah, I remember that. It was like, see, you had DeMarco, you had Dez, you had Jason, and you had Romo. You have Dak, you have CD, you have Dalton, you have Ezekiel Elliott, and all that Tony Pollard in the mix. So you have the same amount of power, but y'all could repeat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want you guys to repeat because I want the Giants to win the division. But
I really do believe, like I would say, no, I really do believe we have better defense than those teams had.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Like literally, dude, Micah Parsons has been in the league for 1 year, and people were like he probably is like the third best defender in the entire league, only behind like T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? Well, probably 4 if you had Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is a bad man pajama. But people we forget about that because I kept talking about, like, I was with my family and some of them are like Niners fans, and I started looking up Nick Bosa. He draws the highest hold rate in the entire NFL. You can't stop the dude. He gets assaulted every game. There was one time he got clotheslined, and when he got hurt, they clotheslined him, and they didn't call penalty. He gets abused, bro. Speaking of defensive linemen, man, we're gonna talk about what happened, why the NFL doesn't care about defensive linemen real quick, because something happened in my game that I do not appreciate. I know it was legal, but that was some BS, and I don't care about what anyone thinks. That was fucking unnecessary. All right. Speaking of that, let's talk about the New York Giants. Before we talk about the New York Giants, I want to remind everybody, people in the chat, if you haven't liked the video, like the video. People who are watching this on replay, please like the video, comment. Make sure to comment, baby. We're trying to have some interaction. What do y'all think? Cowboys fans, Giants fans, even other teams fans, ask us questions. We'll respond. Well, let's comment in the section and interact. Also, too, guys, make sure, if you want to support the channel more, a little bit, a step more, join the Patreon at patreon.com/LGR Network. We really require, we really love that people comment and like, but if you want to add a more layer of support, join the Patreon. We got a bunch of tiers. We only got like 4 or 5 tiers. We kept it very simple, but you get a lot of stuff each tier. Like I said, the $5 tier gets to our Pick'em League, and the $10 tier is our Fantasy League. We have a couple patrons in the chat. My main man, Rodney, Zeke Elliott is phenomenal. Pollard is really good. They're in a great place offensively. Once their wide receivers get healthy, he's a patron. Tony's a patron. We got bunch of good stuff. This fantasy league is gonna be very good. I really enjoy it. Every week we'll have an update, probably a separate show. And worst case scenario, it's a segment on this show. It is what it is. I quite enjoy it. But now let's get into the New York Giants game. I was really simple of what happened to the New York Giants. Early on, looked very good, very promising. We had a pocket. Daniel Jones could step up in the pocket, could maneuver, and here's the thing too about people like Daniel Jones who've been sacked a lot or hit a lot in the pocket. They get jittery feet. So when the pocket kind of like collapse, they kind of just like run. Run out of the pocket and just kind of run. He didn't. He kind of moved up. He kept his feet centered in the pocket, made the right decisions. He didn't always go deep, but he found the open man. Oh, running back's open at the flat. Oh, Colin Johnson's open up right here across the middle. Oh, David Sills. David Sills had a couple good plays. Man, I don't want to. David Sills is my James Prochet. Every year, it's always look how good David Sills is. Look how good David Sills is, and then he literally does nothing. He is my James Prochet. So I'm not falling for your juju, David Sills. I want to see you in a real game. But then the problem is, the press conference today, Brian Daboll said him and Colin Johnson have done enough in training camp and in the games to be in the mix to play in the real games. Because here's the thing too. I think it's very clear that the regime does not care for Kenny Golladay. 21 snaps, 0 targets. Like I know people be like, oh, but the flow of the offense. I get that, but he didn't call for Brian Daboll didn't emphasize Kenny Golladay in the passing game. You know what I mean? You create plays for your number one wide receiver, give him the ball. Catch it. Yeah, so he can catch it.
But is he going to?
That's the thing. That's the thing. But he's didn't too. I don't think Brian Daboll doesn't really care for Kenny Golladay because he saw what Stephon Diggs did in Buffalo. Stephon Diggs isn't like Kenny Golladay. Stephon Diggs runs routes, a pure route runner, phenomenal on the stick. Great. Yeah. That's his type of wide receiver. Kenny Golladay isn't like Kenny Golladay. There's nothing like Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay is like, hey, just run straight. And he runs straight and you throw the ball up and he grabs it. That's Kenny Golladay. Those receivers have some place in the NFL, but in these modern day offenses, you need route runners. Like premier route runners. And that's why people like, in the draft, they prioritize route runners. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave.
A lot of guys aren't like the biggest, fastest kind of guys. They just know how to get open.
They just get like Calvin Ridley. A bunch of the Alabama kids, they have some type of attribute, but the main attribute all three of them face is they run crisp routes. The only one that I didn't know fully if they ran a good crisp route was Henry Ruggs, because the man would just fly. He would just fly, foo. You know what I mean? He's just flying up the field. But Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, you know what I mean? Amari Cooper, they run crisp routes, But now the days of Kenny Golladay, that big receiver just run and jump, it's kind of fading out a little. You need to know how to run a proper route. And I think that's what Brian Daboll prefers, because he saw what Stephon Diggs did in Buffalo. And it's a lot of Buffalo flavor in the New York Giants team, John Feliciano, Antonio Williams, Elijah Griffin, a bunch of people, like Jamel Douglas. We had a bunch of Buffalo people on the because that's what happens. That's what happens. You get somebody from another team, they get players from that team that they like to build the culture. And if those players stick, they stick, but they end up moving on, but the culture is established. So the pocket looked good. Daniel Jones looked good. Here's the thing about Daniel Jones, man. I know what Daniel Jones is. So I'm not going to fall for the fool's gold of what he is. He's a quarterback that needs a lot of help to win a Super Bowl. Any quarterback can win a Super Bowl. You know why? You know why I know this? I'll give you 2 examples. Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson are Super Bowl champion quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't tell me that you can't win a Super Bowl with, a quarterback like Daniels. You could. but you need a proper team around him. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I definitely agree with you on that
you
point.
know,
I've always thought
like
like
I
if
know
you
what
had
he is. Like, yeah, it's like I
yeah, I
know
always
what
thought
he is. What's up,
if you
Caleb?
have a good enough quarterback, you can get to the Super Bowl. You think
Exactly.
put him because I think a lot of, like you can see like Jimmy Garoppolo was a good enough quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He just missed on a pass. That was literally
Yes,
it.
literally
Or he
missed
would have won the
one
Super Bowl.
pass.
Like he just
But
you
that's
know
the
you
right
have
there,
guys
Caleb.
like
That's
Joe
the key.
Flacco or like any of those type of guys who aren't great, but they're good enough to win the game, win a
Caleb, right
Super
there.
Bowl.
You hit the nail on the head. Jimmy Garoppolo was one pass away from winning the Super Bowl. Great quarterbacks make that pass and win the Super Bowl. You know, and people like in quarterbacks like Jimmy Garoppolo probably missed the pass. Same thing with Daniel Jones. If we made the Super Bowl, he makes that pass and we win it miraculously, you know, or he doesn't make the pass, which is I know what Daniel Jones is. I know what he is. I'm not fooled, because he isn't the savior, but he's good enough to tread water with us. And the two things happen. Either two things happen. They like next year's quarterback class. Joe Shane does not like any of the quarterbacks, so he has to stick with Daniel Jones, which probably is incorrect because there's three quarterbacks that I like three of
Yeah.
them. Like it's C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson. I think we should target Anthony Richardson because I think Anthony Richardson is what Josh Allen is, and look what happened with Josh Allen with Brian Daboll, and Anthony Richardson is fast as hell, big as hell, and can throw the ball like a howitzer. Guess what Josh Allen wasn't at Wyoming? He had good speed, he was big as hell, and he had a howitzer as an arm. Guess what happened in Buffalo? They developed into a proper quarterback. You know what I mean? Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, literally, a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Dang it, I froze again. Is it me or you, Gilip? I don't know who froze this time. I think it was probably me. Was it me? Caleb, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me out there? But it is what it is. So like he's good enough. We just need to have a bunch of pieces. But the problem is we don't have the pieces. We don't have. Oh, it is Caleb. All right, it's Caleb. All right, let me take him out real quick until he gets that sorted. But the problem is we don't have the pieces. We don't have them. We just don't. So the team isn't going to be very good. You can't have an okay fine quarterback and try to win games. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. It's not possible because if we gotta stick it out, we gotta stick it out. It is what it is. But with quarterbacks like Daniel Jones, you need phenomenal receivers, a great defense, and a great run game. You know what I mean? But here's the thing too: a great offensive line. That's the key to everything. A great offensive line. We had no offensive line for 4 years. No offensive line. We had a proper left tackle and a cornerstone, but nothing else. Nothing else whatsoever. There's nothing there. Our backup left tackle, Roy Metabika. Metabika. Metabika? I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sorry that I butchered your name, Roy. I appreciate you, but thank you. That was Roy's. He was our backup left tackle. That was Roy's second ever football game. Ever professionally. He's never played football. Ever. We have solid pieces on the field. Devernay Hamilton, he played guard and tackle in that game, and he played very well. He played good. But that's the thing about this, man. You need a great offensive line. You need a good run game and a good offensive line to mitigate your quarterback's, pain. A lot of play action and very good. Like Brad Johnson, like people forget about Brad Johnson. He was not a good quarterback that year. But Tampa Bay had an otherworldly defense and Priest Holmes and Simeon Rice. No, not Priest Holmes. Simeon Rice is a defensive end. What am I talking about? They have Priest Holmes. And didn't they have any
Ravens?
No. The Buccaneers.
Yeah, he was on the Ravens.
Priest Holmes was on the Ravens?
Yeah.
Who the hell the Buccaneers have? Mike Allstott and who else?
What was that dude? Work done?
Work done was already gone, wasn't he?
I don't know. I thought he was a running back.
Okay, fine. It was probably work done on somebody else. But they had 2 running backs. They had 2 running backs, I think. Was it they had 2 running backs or just 1 running back? It doesn't matter. But the point is this. Brad Johnson was their quarterback and they won a Super Bowl. That's my point. You know what I mean? But the problem with the New York Giants is they don't have 4 Hall of Famers on defense. They don't. They don't have Rondé Barber. They don't have John Lynch. They don't have Warren Sapp. They don't have Derek Brooks. They don't. And they don't have Simeon Rice. They don't have those players. 4 Hall of Famers and a very good defensive player for his time in Simeon Rice. They don't have work done. This roster is Michael Pittman. Oh yeah, probably Michael Pittman. Like this roster is broken. It's there. It needs to be rebuilt from scratch, and that's what Joe Schoen's here. He knows what's missing. He knows what Daniel Jones is. Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll know what he is. If they roll with him, they know they have to build the roster. But if they, upgrade from him, they know they could, this is the thing about great quarterbacks and great players. They can hide a certain area if it's lacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like a great quarterback can hide that you don't really have a good run game. Or your receivers are kind of.
You can go with Joe Burrow, and his offense was terrible, but he still had a great year. Because
exactly.
he's that kind of a quarterback.
He was sacked 19 times in the playoffs. You know what I mean? 19 times. 51 times in the entire season, which led the NFL. And that's what I'm saying, bro. And he wasn't gun shy. But I know what Daniel Jones is. So when people be like, "Oh, you love Daniel," like, no, I know what he is. And I'm not being fooled anymore. He had a very good pocket last night, and he made the right decision. But he isn't someone that I can say like, "Hey, yo, put the ball in his hands and go win us this game," because he isn't. He isn't special. There's nothing about him. He's just another guy. You know what I mean? Like that's what he is. He's just another dude. He's not Lamar, where Lamar can carry a team in shambles to 8-3, and then when he gets hurt, they completely self-destruct. He's not that. He's not that. He's not Joe Burrow, where you can literally see he had no offensive line, but he has great receivers though. But he had no offensive line. You know what I mean? People talk about like, oh, but Joe Burrow had great receivers. That's true. And you know what? Jamar Chase was open in the Super Bowl, but guess what happened? He got sacked before he could throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like, but he still got there though with a horrible offensive line. You know what I mean? He's not Tom Brady, where you literally give him Deion Branch and he wins the Super Bowl with him. Or Wes Welker or Danny Amendola. Like he won Super Bowls with Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola and Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan played lacrosse in college. He didn't play football. You know what I mean? Like that's what but Daniel Jones could win one if you build the roster properly, because he'll just be Trent Dilfer. He'll just be Brad Johnson. And no offense, he's probably a little bit better than them. He's faster, has more athleticism.
He can run. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can run. Ran as fast as Tyreek Hill, apparently. I don't know. But that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But on other notes, though, shout out to Alex Bachman, wide receiver 1. Alex Bachman, 11 catches, 122 yards and 2 touchdowns.
From one preseason game.
I'm just kidding. For Alex. I like Alex Bachman. I'm just having fun right now with Alex Bachman. Him and David Sills and Colin Johnson, our new receivers. I want to talk. The one receiver I want to talk about is Wan'Dale Robinson. We scripted a couple of plays for him. No, we scripted a couple of plays for him, but it didn't hit. It wasn't hitting. You know what I mean? It just wasn't hitting. And I don't know. It's probably because it's preseason and they're still working out kinks. But his designed gadget plays didn't look good. But I think the problem is you don't need to do gadget plays with him. Just let him play wide receiver, because he caught 104 catches in the SEC. He played receiver in the SEC. He didn't do he did some gadget plays and some rushings, but he's a primary receiver. 104 catches, Caleb, in the SEC. If I tell you a receiver did that in the SEC, what do you think?
Damn good.
Damn good, right? Yeah, and this is the best conference in the country. Just let him play wide receiver. Put him in the slot and let him catch. Let's just do that. Don't do no orbits. Don't do no bubble. A little bit of bubble screen probably, but let him go play receiver. Probably if you want to do a bubble screen, make sure your receivers block. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So there's that with the receiver group. Our entire 2022 draft class is injured. Yeah. Everyone is hurt. The kids we just drafted, everyone got hurt. The only one who hasn't been hurt is Micah McFadden and one of our linebackers and Evan Neal. By the way, Evan Neal looked good. Actually, looked better this week. He did give up a pressure. I saw him do that, but he wasn't leaning. It was a lot of leaning. It was a lot of he kind of mirrored. He's improving. I like it. But yeah, man, the entire draft class we just drafted is injured. Marcus McCathan, torn ACL. Darian Beavers, torn ACL. Josh Azudu, he's injured, but we don't know the injury though. Cordell Flott hurt his groin. Dane Belton broke his collarbone. DJ Davis hurt his ankle, I think. And Nala's Trinity, Kayvon Thibodeau, MCL strain. All right, we don't like to go more than an hour, but we're about to go a little bit more than an hour because that was some bullshit. That was some fucking bullshit. And I don't, fuck that. Fuck that. That was bullshit. That was fucking Caleb. Don't troll me right now because me and you were agreeing on it last night. Don't fucking troll me.
I had time to think on it. I had time to watch it.
Fuck your bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. No, fuck that. Don't be fucking lying to me here, bro.
I'm not lying. I'm just saying you can switch you can change your mind.
I will not change my mind because I know what my mind has been made up. And you know what? I hate all how you know what? On Twitter, those fucking offensive linemen, I know what the fuck they're doing. They're trying to be like, no, it wasn't dirty. I know what you're trying to do, Damian Woody. It was dirty. All right, it was unnecessary.
Was it?
It was legal. There's a difference between illegal and dirty. It's legal, but it's dirty. That was unnecessary. He dove right at his fucking knee. Because here's the thing, too, man. He
saw it coming, though. He turned his head. He saw it coming. He didn't do anything.
It was a pull block. It wasn't a cut block. He was pulling. When you pull, you gotta push him away. And he already stopped. And he
stopped and he saw it come. He turned his body and kind of
exactly because he thought he was gonna go thigh. He thought he was going to. No, bro. He thought he was going to go thigh. He went too low. He went too low on purpose. On purpose. Don't give me that bullshit.
He could have done a lot of different things instead of turning his body like that and let it get. He could have squared up, used his hands, and pushed him down out of the way. But he turned his body, let him fall into his legs.
He didn't fall. He dove right at his knee.
I know, but he could have avoided that if he didn't turn his body like that. Because I
watched the play.
He turned his head.
Hey man, I watched the play. I watched the play in real time. It was quick, and he dove at his knee like that. You know what I mean? Because it was an RPO option, right? So he had to read the quarterback and the running back, so he couldn't move. You know what I mean? So like he was stuck in that dead man zone, right? Because the thing was they were releasing Kayvon as free rusher for the read option, and then Thaddeus Moss pulled. It was a pull block. It wasn't a cut block. It was a pull. Cut blocks are when you're on the offensive line and you dive in the lane of the defensive lineman for a cutback. This was no cutback. It was a read. You read or you pull it or you run it or you throw it. But there was no cutback. He just straight dove at his knee. That was not necessary. There's a difference between legal, necessary, and dirty. Unnecessary and it was dirty for no apparent reason. There was no reason for that to happen. You could have made the same impact if you literally just dove at his thigh and pelvic area or try to because here's the thing too about Thaddeus Moss. He's also 6'5". Him and Kayvon Thibodeau are the same size, same height. He could have guarded him straight up, big boy. Put on your big boy pants and actually block somebody. Sucker. Sucker. Soft ass shit. Soft ass shit, Thaddeus Moss. Soft ass shit. And you Randy Moss's son. Soft shit right there. Soft shit. Soft shit right there. Soft as Charmin. Punk ass shit. In a preseason game. Diving at a man's knee for no reason. Trying to describe it as a cut block. I know what a cut block is, fool.
Blocking him.
That was a block. He dove at his knee.
Took him out of the play.
Yeah, he tried to take out his career.
I don't know.
Thank God it was an MCL strain.
From his knee injury.
Hey man, you don't have these knee injuries, man. He could have destroyed everything. Jalen Smith's career was destroyed by a knee injury.
Well, he got a Pro Bowl after that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but his knee was degenerative, and it didn't hold the same. Boom, nerve damage. You forgot about that, didn't you? Soft shit. Thaddeus Moss. Yeah. Thaddeus. Not Thad. Thaddeus. Soft shit. You a big boy. This is where the big boys play. Guard him up straight up, homie. Do it. All right, Caleb, where can people find you?
You can find me at NFLKO22 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on this channel with Betting NFL. We are doing the AFC North this week, and we have some couple of special guests who are Ravens fans that we all know. So look out for that coming up this week. And yeah, you can. I think that's about it.
All right, guys. I'm Ferris Muthana. You can find me here. You can find me on Twitter. There's my channel right there at Ferris Muthana. Make sure to like this video. On the replay. Comment, like I said. Pretty much it. Also, too, on this channel, where if you're a Schmodown fan, if you're still a Schmodown fan, we are on our website at letsgetreadynetwork.com. We're still doing Schmodown Reflections. It's a multi-piece project created by Adelia Chamberlain, where she gets the players of the Schmodown and the creators of the Schmodown in their eyes, their words. That's what it is. Make sure if you go on the merch store.let's-get-ready-network.com. You got a bunch of shirts, a bunch of designs. Buy one of them. Again, if you want to add a little more layer of support, constant support, patreon.com/LGR network. And thank you very much. We really appreciate everybody's interaction. Thank you to the chat. Shout out to Tony Hendo. Shout out to Adelia, Star Drew, Brodney. I saw Brodney. I saw Davon. Davon had to catch us on replay. He's probably a little busy right now. Thank you to Davon. Mikey. Shout out to Mikey. Cousin Mikey, my dog. Greg. I just want to shout out a couple people. That's pretty much it. Jeremy Miller. I saw Jeremy. But yeah, on that note, thank you guys. Matt just joined. Matt, I saw Matt. It's true, Matt. Matt was here. Sorry, Matt, I missed your comment. But yeah, on that note, stay safe, stay cool, have fun, and enjoy some football and some. I actually went to a barbecue last weekend. Enjoy some football, enjoy some barbecue, baby.